So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. It is a Monday, and everybody's like, yay, Monday, wow, awesome day. We've got a wine in our hands, hopefully all of us do, and we've got a grid to solve, so at least do our level best to get there. And today I actually picked up, yesterday while I was in Czech Republic, I picked up a bunch of different little Czech wines, and this is a Grüne Veltliner, which is a very popular German variety here in the area and all throughout the Mosel region, from here over towards Trier and further into France. This one comes from the Habanski Sklepy, and so it's like a surname and a cellar. And this is their Veltlinski Zeleny, and this is a 2024. And on the nose, it is just full of green and yellow apples, and we got some citrus notes in there, just a touch of honey. It's just screaming sweet and refreshing. It's chilled to perfection at about 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and on the palate, you can feel the tickle of the little gas, so there's some little bubbles present. Certainly not to the extent that you would find in a sect of some sort, champagne, prosecco, so on. But clean finishing, higher acid, low tannins. It's a bold wine. It's got a fantastic minerality. It is just superb. And over time, if I can start to categorize, compartmentalize the minerality that I'm discovering in the Czech wines versus the German, the French, the Italian, the Spanish, and so on, that'll go a long way to me being able to identify one of these in the future. But just a beautiful, beautiful white wine. This would be fabulous for like noshing at an all-day event, maybe a patio party of some sort. And speaking of patios, I left the doors open today because the weather's so lovely here. Now, I've seen it snow in May and June in Germany, so it's not impossible at all whatsoever. But I just thought, what a wonderful day. It's probably in the upper 60s when we're just talking in Fahrenheit terms. And so just a beautiful weather outside. The doors are open, and it just feels so nice. And finally, not feeling so shut off from the world, right? Have the doors open, and the bird song is incredible. And I'm not even a birder, but yeah, I do have bird feed out there. I'm kind of, I guess, getting old. Like, I know all of a sudden now I just want the birds to come and have something to eat. What are you going to do? You didn't do anything, really. So, good stuff. So, hooray on the weather, on the wine, all of this, just fabulous. All right, let's hop into our grid and see what kind of evil belies us today. We have a Cryptic crossword number 29668, and this one is set by Brummie. So let's just carefully get our mouse into this grid and hope for the very best. So, a yearning for hope initially. Okay, so a yearning for hope initially. So maybe we're wanting an H first. I don't know. Then we got a C28 down. Malicious stuff. The crap about a jumped up Brit band member. Okay, so this is basically setting the timbre, if you will, for what we're looking at here today. One who survives embracing political party that bombed. 9 letters. I gotta have something, Brummie, something to work with. Question 1. What might be said to end a ride? Well, I mean, I keep thinking question 1, you've got what? 5, who, what, where, when, how. Why? Some question A, maybe to end the ride, you know, whoa, whoa, whoa. A yearning for hope initially. Wow. Single-stemmed plants, quality improved. Quality improved. Got 8 and 4. Single-stemmed plants, quality improved. So I bet this is, because we're talking single stem, so this could be a standard rose, quality improved. Talking about standards. I work in that area. I work in that realm. You know, I hate it when I move that thing, but I can't really help it. So I guess there we go. Put the rose in. That's actually a really good clue answer combination if we're right. X's house arrest finally overturned. Hot tars forced into near empty navigational aid. Is this an H? I think that could be a North Star because hot stars forced into near empty navigational aid. Near empty, so hot tar near empty navigational. So yeah, so we got hot tars forced into near empty navigational aid, and we can always rely on the North Star as a navigational aid, but then we're throwing the North Tar. This is not an easy grid today. This is just flat out crazy. Okay, so malicious stuff, the crap about a jumped up Brit band member. Malicious stuff, all I can think of is hate mail. I don't know what we're talking about as far as the crap about a jumped up Brit band member, but I think could be hate mail is malicious stuff, and it certainly fits. Oh, and a yearning for hope initially. So yes, I'm thinking this is an H with it, but hoping the initial H. So an itch, a yearning for hope initially. So, and you could say that, yeah, I guess that works. Okay, so one who survives embracing political party that bombed. And I feel like we've got a Lancaster here. Now, that has its own connotations. I'm thinking more of the roses, right? The Lancasters eventually lost out on that to the Yorks, did they not? And then, of course, everything was sealed with the Tudor line. I guess when the Tudors married into the Yorks, man, you know, I'm pretty spun up on my history, but not to the degree that I would be if I were, say, from the UK, right? You know, but I'm not. I'm from Texas, and but I was raised by European women, so I guess that counts. it helps, right? But one who survives embracing political party that bombed. Yeah, I think this might be Lancaster. But if there's another explanation, I mean, I know that there was a bomber or something in the British air fleet that was a Lancaster. I don't know. I don't know for sure about that at all. I spent a lot of time, especially when I was in the military in the UK, but and I had to tell you, England's a really cool place to be running around when you're a young lieutenant, you know, or lieutenant in UK speak. Habitually fits some plastic to retain temperature. Wow, Brummie, who's supposed to get this stuff? This is awful. So in other words, well done. This is extremely challenging and I'm loving it. About ready to flip if ditched in canal. Okay. I don't think we're going to be finishing today's grid. I just don't see any way around that. Nice way to support nut production. Wrong. Okay, wrong. Can I have just one thing here? Lover, once having pride, turned and ran out. Pride turned. Lover is an X, maybe? Because, you know, turned and ran out. Turned and ran out. Ran out. Turned, ran out. Turned, rotted, went bad, spoiled, ran out, expired. Lover, X, once having pride, turned. So an anagram of pride could be expired. I feel like I'm having to show my work on my algebra exam. Which doesn't help because some of these I just have a feeling that it kind of fits, like Lancaster. I have no idea what was going on with that, right? I still don't even know that it's true, but it is lining up with 3 others, and so kind of feel good about that. Oh, by the way, this H over here, that's phenomenal. That is a really, really clever clue. Okay, where were we at? Imitate Spanish artist capturing Republican revolutionary leader. Oh, could be talking about Jean Miro, and then imitate is to mirror. It works with the 6. No, go back, fix it, Christopher. Thank you. Crazy but well. Okay. Christian making Satan a bit peeved at first. Oh boy, okay. Let's see. About ready to flip. I don't have a clue what that one is. Fine plant for skin. Crazy but well. On a regular basis, a diver may be heard. So a diver may be heard, don't know, on a regular basis. 5 letters, could be daily. I mean, sexual declaration, Used in poems. We have an I at the end, so used in poems could be I am be. And as far as a sexual declaration, I am bi. Clever. All right. Nautical. Remit. Aim to swim. Okay, so we've got I mean, if I use the letters remit and aim, because I got this M and this T here, and we said nautical, so I'm thinking maritime. X's house arrest finally overturned. So an X times multiplication. That I don't get at all. I don't get it all. Not one a little bit do I get. Say one's left deposit in full. So we got an R blank Y here. Say one's left deposit in full. In full could be utterly. Yeah, I'm sorry, Brummie. I don't. This is just really, 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 really obtuse. Okay, particle, negative, orbiting form of inert uranium. Particle, negative. I just, from looking at the U and the R, I think we might be talking about a neutrino. Yeah, I don't get any of the rest of it though, and I'm not saying that this is right. I just don't know. Bear on a Piano by Surreal Painter. Okay. Is this like melted clocks on rhinoceri? All right, Dolly. Let's see. Row of bugs turned over, or a row of bugs turned over. No, really no clue. Maybe squash plant variant. Well, maybe squash plant variant. Squash is a racket sport. Concert part for theater assistant. All I can think of is maybe this is a sport. I don't know. I can't think of anything that's racket related that's 5 letters. Squash plant variant. And a row of bugs, or a row of bugs turned over. I'm really a row. I'm gonna go with a spat. I mean, what else are we gonna do here? State calls for end of free vote petition. Oops. State calls for end of free vote petition. Free vote petition. Okay, old writer holding lives in balance. Nation elected to get funds back, to get back funds. Okay, nation elected to get back funds. Funds. And we've got nation. So I'm going to put India in there because it fits. That's primarily why. But you could say aid back funds. So aid funds could be aid and back. It could be so India. Brit absorbing hard worker spirit. Spirit. Car jet brazenly parked on politician's path. Path could be a trajectory. A Tory is a conservative politician in the UK. Trajectory. No, gosh. Gosh. Said deserts a week's portion. Maybe looking for a Sunday? But is it spelled like Sunday or is it spelled like Sunday? But said deserts a week's portion, so I guess we go with Sunday with a Y. And Bear on a Piano by Surreal Painter. I don't know. I haven't got a clue, except this looks like appertain. Ah, well, I can't even say, oh, I get it, because I don't get it at all whatsoever. That one's crazy. Concert part for theater assistant. Is this a prompt? Some of y'all, I just wonder, I mean, do you just go until you get something that you find probably is the right answer, and then you kind of just solve around that, kind of like I do? Or am I just leap years away from actually finally getting the whole picture? Because I thought I was doing pretty good, and then every now and then I get a grid like this, and see, now this looks like Express to me. State calls for end of free vote petition. Maybe the Express? I don't know. Okay, I got it. Brit absorbing hard worker spirit. And this is looking more and more like maybe a phantom, which goes with spirit. Habitually fits some plastic to retain temperature. I don't know. I'll put in phantom, see what we got. Oh, wow. Old writer holding lives in balance. Okay, so if you're alive, something living is. And then you got maybe Edgar Allan Poe. I feel like I'm just stretching it to make it work. Shiner causes squint. Oddly. This sounds like the sun, actually. Okay, so does this look like anything for me? It does absolutely not. This looks like it could be times. About ready to flip. Nice way to support nut production. Wrong. Wrong could be untrue. Like Musty MC always tells me, and you're right about this, Neil. I probably overthink stuff way too much. But when you don't know, you have a tendency to overthink it, you know? And Christian making Satan a bit peeved at first. And this feels like Baptist, so this could be Anabaptist. And crazy but well. I mean, I would say barmy or something, but I don't know how that has anything to do with anything. I mean, that just means foamy or foamy, crazy, foamy. But well, got it. I just told myself what that was. Yay. About ready to flip if ditched in canal. No, I think I'm going to have to call this good here. Fine plant for skin. No idea. So let's check and see what I've got of what I've got. And I feel like this is probably pretty well earned. I had no idea. But let's take a look and see what this is, because I haven't got a clue. I really don't even know. Reveal word. Oft times. Okay, well, don't know. And now this looks like financial. Let's see if it is. It sure is. Why? I haven't got a clue, but it's okay. At some point, I'm going to figure this out. And I just appreciate everyone's patience while I'm getting there. So, fine plant for skin. Is it to flay? Flay is what you do to take the skin off of something. Yeah, it's flay. Makes no sense how we got there. But it's all good. Brummie, this was an extremely challenging grid. To say that I got all but 3 correct, it, to me, seems nothing short of miraculous. A beautiful grid, so very cleverly and so obtusely constructed. This is something that you must be very proud of. I know I am proud of it for you. Just well done, well set. So, with that said, let's bring down our Benny Dadu and quickly get this memory in my past. I will go back later and try to study where I went wrong, which is essentially everywhere, if we're being honest. But beautiful grid, very, very challenging. If only I could get to the point where my confidence and my competence were on par with other grids that I do, it'd be great. But the whole point of this exercise is to learn, and that is what makes me adore this grid the most. So, until we see you next time, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, Cin-Cin. Be well out there. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to one another. Be nice to the person behind you in line if you can possibly stomach that. And we will see you on the morrow. Cheers.